Welcome back, guys. The FX Streamline is among the most requested guns for review. And guess what? It's also time for another review discuss. Win. Don't go away. Okay, guys, FX Airguns comes to us out of Sweden, and this is their brand new Streamline. Now, the Streamline is available in 177, 22, and 25. It can be had in either a black synthetic stock, as you see here, in walnut, or in a laminate. Now, the Streamline is a special gun in FX's lineup because it marks their first venture into trying to bring to market a more affordable airgun. Now, when I first heard this, like you guys, I thought to myself, well, if I'm paying less money for this airgun, what is it less that I'm getting? And the answer is nothing. Behind the scenes, FX has been working very hard to simplify, increase the efficiency of, or streamline the production process so that they can bring us these guns at a more affordable price. Now, the good news is not that it just costs less, but this is still all FX. And what I mean by that is the Streamline still takes advantage of FX's proprietary smooth twist barrel, which uses a smooth bore barrel that is externally crimped and twisted at the very end to put the spin on the pellet so that you've got stability and accuracy without putting those deep biting landmarks into the pellet that will decrease its efficiency and make it more susceptible to external factors like wind. You'll notice now that the barrel is also fully shrouded, and this as is a very quiet airgun. Now, over the last couple of reviews, a few of you have wanted to challenge that I am not reporting properly when I tell you that an airgun is quiet, and that's okay. But what I do want to share with you is that last week I had my very first full day long old man physical where I tested perfect hearing, and not one ear, but both of my ears. So please believe me when I tell you that a gun is quiet, that it really is very quiet. Now, if you want to make this gun quieter, you can. Simply unscrew the little cap on the end of the shroud, and it will expose 1/2 inch UNF thread so that you can add your own aftermarket moderator and make the gun extraordinarily quiet. Now, the air tube is 190 cubic centimeters in 177 and 22, and 250 cubic centimeters in 25. The manometer, so that you can keep an eye on air pressure, is right on the business end, and the fill port is right here next to the manometer. Simply rotate that dust cover, exposing the port. The gun will come with its own proprietary fill probe, which is a nice large fill probe, by the way. Thank you, FX, which is good for guys with fat fingers. Now, if I turn the gun around, you will see a power wheel over here on this side. Now, power wheels are nothing new in the airgun industry. You see them in a lot of different brands, and they are used to either increase or decrease the velocity of the pellet, as well as the noise or the report of the gun. The challenge has been, as you decrease or increase power with those power wheels, the consumption of air tends to stay the same in most guns. Now, the power wheel in the FX Streamline and other FX products is different. It is patented, and it does something in the valving where when I decrease power, I increase the overall efficiency of the gun and increase its shot count. For example, you'll see this later on today in the show, but in my tests on high power, I am getting over 50 shots on the regulator from 230 down to about 100 bar. And when I adjust that power wheel to medium power, that 50 shots becomes 90 plus on the regulator, again from 230 down to 100 bar. Now, on low power, no, I didn't spend the time to put all those pellets through it to be able to determine how many shots I'm going to get. But what I can tell you is that with an 18 grain pellet, it's pushing that lead at about 505 feet per second for about 10 foot-pounds of energy. Medium power on an 18 grain will get you about 20 foot-pounds of energy, and high power with an 18 grain will get you about 30 foot-pounds of energy. So the gun is quiet, it is efficient, and it is powerful. Now, a couple of new things that FX is touting in the Streamline for this year is that they have updated their trigger mechanism to be even better than it was before. Now, to me, I don't know what it was that they changed, because their triggers have always been excellent. They've always been very adjustable. They've always been match or competition grade, certainly appropriate for hunting as well. And they've always operated very, very nicely. They have also advertised that they have updated their cocking mechanism and improved that as well. Once again, this has always been buttery smooth and very clickety-snick, so I don't know what it was that they could have improved about it. But immediately visual to me is that they did make the cocking handle longer itself, and they did sipe it for better grip. And as always, it's in a great place, and the trigger works very, very well. Now, up on top of the receiver is an 11mm rail so that you can mount your favorite optic. And as long as we're talking about the receiver, I do want to take a minute and talk about their new magazine. Now, this gun is a 22, and their new low-profile magazine is going to afford you 11 shots, where earlier models, I think, were 12 shots in 22. And what that enables us to do is enabled FX to do, excuse me, is bring the height of the magazine down overall so that you can mount your scope closer to the center line of the barrel for increased efficiency out over long range. And as you saw, the gun can also be decocked. Now, I do want to take just a minute and talk about their stock, okay? This is the synthetic, like we mentioned earlier, and it is made of some kind of synthetic polymer material. It does not feel cheap and plasticky. It does not feel hollow. It doesn't go clunk when I hit it. It goes thud. And it is painted in a very nice, rubbery, grippy, texturized material that it's getting warm out here today in Florida. It's supposed to be 80 today. And it is very well stuck in my hands and doesn't feel like it's going to go anywhere. So in the field, that ought to stay put for you as well. Speaking of rubbery and sticky, the butt pad is also rubberized, and it is adjustable up and down so that you can get the gun very comfortable into your shoulder. So with that, I don't know what else we can talk about. This gun is still all FX. It is less money, so I'm very eager to get into the performance piece. So without any more talking or delays, let's get to it. For shooting inside of 50 yards, I recommend experimenting with these pellets. They perform the best out of all these. For more information on how they did, you can check us out on Facebook. For shooting out to 100 yards, I recommend the JSB 1589 and 1813 grain. The smooth twist barrel was designed around them, and you'll probably realize your best performance with them. The 18 grain works well too, and will probably do a little better for you in the wind. Filling the Streamline's aluminum reservoir is really simple. Just rotate your dust cover to expose your fill port. Take the fill probe that ships with the gun and insert it into the fill port, and charge to no more than 230 bar. When you get there, bleed your system. Remove your probe and recover the fill port. It's that easy. As previously mentioned, guys, the Streamline's trigger is as nice as any other in FX's lineup. It's dual stage, it's fully adjustable, and it's competition ready right out of the box. First stage take up is light and it comes up against a hard stop. Second stage let off is clean and there is zero creep. From the factory, £1, 4/10 of an ounce. Okay, I've been confusing some of you as of late with my sound tests. Now the sound meter and microphone number 2 are set out 12 feet that way. Microphone number 1 is right here with us. Now I already know what the gun sounds like to me every time I fire it. What I want to know is what it sounds like to everyone else down that way. My target, my neighbors, and so on and so forth. And I kind of figured that you would too. Now there's nothing wrong with my sound meter. As you can see, it's picking up my voice from 12 feet away. And if an airplane were to fly overhead, it would pick up that airplane at like 2, 3, 4, 5,000 feet away. So it is functioning absolutely properly, and it is calibrated too. There are 18 grain pellets loaded into the Streamline. Now here we go. That was high power. Medium power, didn't even pick it up. And low power, also didn't pick it up. The reason I give you guys the dual mic sound test, it puts this whole area into stereo for you guys at home, and regardless of what the decibel meter is showing, it brings you right here and it gives you a very realistic sound signature of the gun that I'm testing. Oh no, I ran out of pellets. Sorry guys, we're hand loading this last one. Oof. That's the way it goes. Well, that's all for today, guys. From here, you'll want to head on over to the Airgun Nation forum and be sure to get enrolled in the competition to win the actual Streamline used in the making of this video. You've only got 7 days, so you better get to it. As for me, please don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, tell your friends about us, and be sure to check us out on Facebook for behind-the-scenes pictures and information leading up to video day. Now, please don't forget, this episode would not have been possible without the support of Airguns of Arizona, JSB Predator International, Splatterburst Targets, and H&M Pellets, and you guys know the best way to thank them. With that, I'm Steve Shalley. I appreciate you watching, and we'll see you again real soon.